Just got a notification my bank account is overdrawn. Locally, my machinima payment is literally coming through today. Unquote. To add salt to the wound, the infamous clunk in circulation, even at the end of 2016.
That face.
2017 started just as bad for Phil, as he announced that he had been renting his condo out in Connecticut, but that was no longer the case. More would be lost this year than any other. On February 26, 2017, Phil participated with his viewers in a game of Quiplash 2. A game with pre-established
What the hell? Let's strike! Reloading! One down!
I detected a sick. Whatever is inside, provided you had. Digifix. And a disregard.
Damn it. I needed that bounty. You gotta be kidding me. Oh no, every crimson...
That statement is partially correct. The frontier has been to many planets and moons, but the only things held in the cargo bays.
I don't care what kind of lies Barrett programmed that... You're not talking us out of this score. They aren't? You sure? Can't believe this. Get out of here.
We should now be free to travel to Constellation's headquarters without Crimson Fleet interference. Captain, to reach the lodge, we must jump to the planet Jemison in the Alpha Centauri system, and then land in the city of New. worry. This will all become second nature before too long.
Starship Frontier, this is United Colonies Security. Maintain course and prepare to be scanned. Scan complete. No contraband detected. You are cleared for landing at New Atlantis.
Constellation will be waiting for you at the lodge. Here we are, the lodge. The front door should unlock if you hold up the watch that Barrett gave you. I have messaged the other members of Constellation. They will be... Captain. Everyone will be in the library. Just inside. If Barrett were here, he'd probably...
We appear to have a visitor.
Welcome to Constellation. We have a lot to talk about. Would you care to tell us what happened to our friend? Why you're here? I see. Vasco.
All statements made.
This is
Walter.
And if we hadn't insisted... But that didn't happen.
Thank you, Matteo. Now, what happened when it was interesting. Similar to Barrett's description of the experience, with less embellishment.
Are you hearing this? Do you all believe me now?
Whether it happened or not wasn't in doubt. But honestly, Country, if you expect us to believe in fairy tales...
If this is the greatest mystery in the universe, why couldn't it be part of the ultimate mystery?
But gentlemen, can we please focus? Noel, I think it's time we tested your theory.
Right. Let's see. We know the artifacts react to each other. The pieces of
The artifact. If you could place it on the table here.
That's it. Just like the others.
And to imagine, we thought there were only 2 of them at first.
Oh my god, that's it. They're reacting. Look at how it's coming together. That energy that's arcing between them, no man... Manufactured material in the settled systems can do that. None of them. This proves that...
Easy, girl. Breathe. You'll have a heart attack.
She's not the only one. If they're coming together, that means there's a set. Build 2,000 credits for our little wager?
You're on, Walter.
Well, if we had all the answers, it wouldn't be exciting, now would it?
Not to take away from the moment, but what are we going to do about our new friend here?
So, are you ready to get to... You should take some time to get settled. Come find me when you're ready. And here, in addition to credits, why don't we set you up with a backpack with some boots?
Ever since I got here, this has felt like home. These people are family. I hope it feels
So?
good for you too.
We're going to be doing some old-fashioned... That means people... I've been letting my contacts... Felt the same way when I... But it's not just... I'm going to be sticking with you for... We'll need to head to Mast. And listen, Every member of Good.
I hope you are satisfied with the quarters available to you.
Sarah. Another space. All right.
It's a game we...
Here's what I got for you.
The Soul System.
He's Martian. Word is he's got... souls.
You mean hitting the bar?
Hey, nothing. Anything for Sarah.
Oh, bro.
I'm serious about that.
Welcome to Mast. If you have an appointment, you may proceed inside.
Welcome to UC Space. Maintain your current course while we scan your ship's cargo. And we're done. Enjoy Sidonia.
Questions that could be answered in any way. The goal is to win the favor of the competitors with the most compelling answer. This quickly delved into the memes both surface level and personal around Phil. For example, his seal laugh or ack ack ack.
GSP tries a KFC Gold Chicken or make more ad revenue than Phil. Cow bark or ack 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 ack. They're both good.
None of these had any major effect as Phil played along with the roasts. It wasn't until a player shoehorned in an answer that caused chaos.
Leanna, I don't even know what that means. Leanna's fake engagement ring. Huh? What does that mean? I never gave her an engagement ring, so I don't know what that even means. I don't understand. Is there something in the detractor circles about a fake engagement ring? What are you talking about? I didn't give her an engagement ring. What? People are weird. What does that even mean? Some stupid inside joke that I don't understand. What does that mean?
Grab drive. Suppose that would explain the problem?
It won, and it makes no sense whatsoever to anyone who's not into their inclusive circle jerking circle. That makes no sense at all. What does that mean? Is there actually like some kind of a joke about an engagement ring? Huh? Leanna posted it on her own Twitter. What are you talking about? It's about one of her Twitter pictures. What are you talking about? That's hilarious because that just shows how mind-fucked and stupid the people are who do this shit. These detractor idiots. Because no human would know what the fuck they're talking about. It's some completely inside joke they made up for themselves that no one would know anything about at all. It doesn't make any sense. It makes zero fucking sense. And yet it's being the big winner at the end of the game. That's so fucking stupid.
As was revealed to Phil through a video game, Handley had been wearing a fake engagement ring to her job. Dissatisfied in the relationship and the lack of progress towards marriage, this was her way of lashing out and participating in the drama on Twitter. Quote, "Oh shit, he knows about the fake engagement ring I wear to work that I wear all the time? How could he have known?" Unquote. Pandalii then posted the ring itself, captioned with Ringgate 2017. Pandalii allegedly also took off work to experience the live drama that was unfolding. With her displeasure with Phil near its climax, it was a surprise they did not separate there. In the limelight instead was Machinima. With the apocalypse in full swing, earnings down, and the company model a complete failure, they had less support to answer creators who were feeling the brunt of the loss of ad revenue. Phil, being one of these creators, reached out, but Machinima was slow to answer, and so he was emailing not just former employees that had been fired without his knowledge, but emergency contacts meant for dire situations. That's when on February 28th, a Machinima employee reached out to Phil and gave him the basic advice to increase his audience retention and kindly to not message other departments. Phil's full, alleged response was locked in on Machinima's request to not message other departments. Phil used his history with the company as a reason to act in the way he pleases and demands better treatment. If he is not treated better, he states he is better off not working with them. Machinima, more than happy to oblige, released Phil from the contract. After all, per their contract, they were only losing money with Phil because he was earning 100% of the ad revenue. Phil was relating this moment to when he got fired from his office job in 2010. As seen per Fred Fox capturing of Phil's Twitch chats, Phil was acting as if he was blindsided by his own requests, stating, quote, "There is no 2 or 1 month notice. That is complete BS, lol, but this situation is pretty unique," unquote. In a video released shortly after, Phil dissects his separation of Machinima, then dissects it again and again and again. then loses his train of thought, thanks his followers, asks for donations, and again restates what has been overtly established, yet never provides a satisfactory answer. That's why his video is nearly 2 hours long to explain that the contract with Machinima has been terminated. And as per the description, quote, "I cannot give all the details, but in this video I explain what's going on," unquote. This is all beyond minutia, that besides Phil's uncreditableness or dishonest nature is why few would ever care for his side of the events. His long-windedness buries his own reasoning or retelling of events even further than his several uploads a day do. For any controversial moment, Phil is certain to extend what should be a clear and concise response into a multi-page long essay or hour-long video. It took about 10 days or so for Phil's channel to be fully released. And then, it took about an additional week for him to fight various content ID claims himself, as would normally be the responsibility of Machinima. Phil was quick to find a different multi-channel network to partner with. This time it was Curse. Unlike Machinima, who was trying to inflate the numbers, Curse did not give Phil a 100% cut of ad revenue, nor was he in a managed partnership. This means that they would not be responsible for his 30 or so content ID claims that he was getting a day on his 40,000 uploaded videos. The ongoing developments of 2017 were scarcely predictable. In April, Phil submitted to Paneli's request, and per her Instagram post, were now engaged. The detractors' persistent monitoring allowed them to find the ring almost immediately. It was one that Paneli personally liked on her Blackcurrant account, which is the name of her soap-making business. Detractors, tracing this back to Amazon, found that Phil had spent on the lower end for this ring. A testament to his detractors' obsession and/or Phil's dwindling finances. By May, Phil had concluded a 2-month-long talk with a different network that introduced themselves as Poltavi. They offered Phil a cut similar to Curse and a managed partnership. And while he found Poltavi unprofessional in their exchanges, he found their offer to be too enticing to give up and severed his partnership with Curse, though Phil had made a great mistake. Poltavi's unprofessional nature was foreboding, and they quickly turned around and disregarded the partner element. With all this happening in the background, the sons of Kojima found out through Phil's channel's source page that he had a new partnership. Not with Curse or even Poltavi as Phil understood it. He was partnered with an entirely new network known as Leveria Media, and as revealed, was using Poltavi as a front to disguise their own network and shady practices. The CEO was found to be just a student at a university. Phil, understanding his mistake, sought to leave his new network. The sons of Kojima allegedly even got the CEO of Leveria Media on for one of their podcasts. This was a confusing set of events for everyone involved. While all this was going on, Phil was in the process of purchasing a new car. For the past 6 years, he had been leasing a BMW. In the last 3 years, he had only driven the BMW 6,000 miles, and so never changed the oil.
Yeah, BMW, you're supposed to get maintenance for free, no matter what. That's part of the deal. That's why the car is so expensive. And they never, they never contacted us to get it changed.
Phil's audience long understood he was financially illiterate, but hadn't been yet exposed to how illiterate he was with cars or the contracts related to them. That's why, whenever other content creators discover both, it makes for an interesting watch.
In 3 years, we only drove the car 6,000 miles. So, if that gives you any idea.
Hey, what? He leased a car for $400 or $500 a month, and he's only drove it 6,000 miles in 3 years? What?
Cherry Dude's like, oh, you could have engine damage. No, Cherry Dude, that's not how it works. BMW has a diagnosis computer inside of the car that tells you. So if there were engine damage.
Oh my god! Hey, this guy's a living meme!
No, it's not. BMW has diagnosis computer in the car, okay?
They never, they never contacted us to get it changed.
Why would they contact you to change your oil?
Destiny, the possibility the salesman stream. Wanting to help Phil out, Destiny jumped onto Phil's stream and began typing in his chat, attempting to provide financial advice. Phil, of course, ignored this, and on his forums he posted, quote, Destiny, a Twitch streamer who had never been converted before 2 weeks ago, came into my chat and practically begged me to stop what I'm doing and talk with him. What the fuck can this guy tell me about buying cars that I don't already know? This guy probably didn't know I went to school for finance, unquote. Phil, still in the mindset of discussing the drama around the networks, was talking about it on stream.
I trusted YouTube system to work properly. Okay. Here's what happened. So that was Monday. I think Monday morning.
Hopefully it hasn't been picked clean yet.
Oh, that's not good.
I think,
Earth and everything around it was abandoned a long time ago.
Hold on one second. I'll be right back. Folks, I've got a family emergency. It came out of nowhere, and I have to deal with it now. So guess what? Sadly, the podcast has to end. I can't finish my story right now.
Phil had received a call from Pandalee's job. She had experienced an anxiety attack and was being driven to the hospital by paramedics. Phil then met her at the hospital after picking up her car. He found her in a sedated state, and after a 3-hour-long wait, they released her with no additional treatment. Frustrated at the lack of attentiveness, Phil said,
So now she's zonked out, she's sleeping, in the room because of, everything. She's still on the pills made her all loopy or whatever. So, and we did, on the way home, I stopped and we got food. We grabbed like chicken sandwiches. We just ate them and now she's sleeping. So that's what happened. Unbelievable. Like, oh my God. The thing is, I know if this ever happens again, I'm gonna tell them, you are not allowed to bring her to the hospital. No, you get no permission to fucking do it. You can't give her a pill. You want to give her a pill, give her a pill. And that's it, because you're just going to waste our time again. You didn't help us at all.
To some, this looked like Phil was dismissing Pandalee's issues or minimizing them, which is what he was now getting backlash for. What they didn't know is that Phil and Pandalee had broken up some time before the anxiety attack, which is also a possible factor that may have induced it. He announced this at the end of May. Now, for the first time ever, Phil was in Washington in complete isolation. Mockingly, a few dating efforts were made to remedy his newfound loneliness. Then there was a song request.
89.7 KACC, we got a dedication in. These kids and their names, I swear. So, Darkside Phil wants to dedicate a song to Pandalee. He wants to dedicate Baby Come Back by Player. I don't know what to say, guys. Okay, so, anyway, here's Baby Come Back by Player, and they actually wanted me to say Baby Come Back. I really don't get it with these kids. But yeah, Darkside Phil, here's your dedication.
In many ways, Phil was defeated, but he would not be Phil if he wasn't persistent in getting others to dislike him. On his Twitch chat, a place only the current viewers are meant to see, Phil, in jealousy of popular creator iJustine typed, quote, iJustine is busy getting gangbanged by EA executive staff all weekend. The only fucking reason she was actually hired in the first place, lol, unquote. Prominent detractor accounts took this screenshot and were quick to not only spread it on Twitter, but also tag iJustine in it. To much surprise, iJustine responded, quote, why don't you stop spamming everyone? He clearly has issues, unquote. And Phil did have issues. For 10 years, Phil has had a dream job meant to provide a steady, easy income, while allowing one to work within their own set hours. Phil, on the other hand, had nothing to show for his mere decade-long residence. The steaming back was he lost far more than he gained, and for a period, he seemed starting to regret. Quote, I haven't had real in-person social interaction on a regular basis since like 2007, before YouTube started. Once I started YouTube, that all went away. That's part of the sacrifices I keep bringing up to make this work. I can't have regular friends with the amount of time I put into this job. When I lived in CT, I had tons of money. As soon as I moved out here, poof, gone, unquote. It is clear that he regrets his move, but he cannot accept it is his fault. That's when people ask if he maintains social relationships. Quote, I talk to tons of people on a daily basis. A user then asks, I mean like relationships or friends outside of Twitch. Phil responds, I don't have time for in-person friends. I'm constantly working. You realize I haven't had a day off since my time off in July, right? This is my life, and has been for quite a long time before I moved out here. Then it got better for 3 years living with my ex. But now I'm back to square one, really, unquote. As recoiled as Phil was, dealing with persistent copyright strikes and whatever else his life brought him, he clung onto whatever was left of his following. Typical in periods lacking interest, trolls are more likely to find entertainment from consuming one another. The reality of communities like the one that works against DSP is that they are far more nuanced than they lead on. From the outside looking in, the detractor community is powerful in coordinating their campaigns against Phil. In actuality, it is very divided. Some hate Phil, some just want to catch up periodically. The majority don't interact in any way. These differences create cyclical arguments. For example, those wanting no universal interaction with Phil. Some reasons may lie in entertainment, as Phil's passive failings tend to be the most entertaining. They could also just be aware that putting themselves out personally will lead to ridicule in a space that exploits any weakness. Or they simply feel sympathetic to his plight. On the other end, you'll have those that want interaction with Phil. These can be smelled by typing messages in his chat to get a reaction or requesting a song on the radio. That is the simple basis of trolling. The overall effect is minimal and hardly controversial. Then you have those that feel personally slighted by Phil and seek revenge. This is where the illegitimate copyright strikes come from. They want Phil to fail in any way, and few strategies are out of their purview. Truly, the only defense in this space is self-awareness and anonymity. These members lack both. And the most interesting part is all these people inhabit the same space. Whether it be the forums or Phil's chat, they can be seen arguing endlessly. It is only a community out of convenience and nothing else. That's why it may look like the sons of Kojima would sit on top of this virtual hierarchy. But in actuality, the only thing they have claim to is they're the ones most dedicated to Phil. The group watches his streams for hours at a time to no benefit other than that claim. They are united by an overweight, middle-aged, failing alien creator. They were persistently hated within the detractor communities because they, being allowed to exist in their space, somewhat represented their community, albeit not accurately. Most dedicated channels, Twitter pages, and groups made for the sole purpose of following Phil are highly scrutinized, and if they become obsessed to the point they no longer represent any niche, they will always fail. That's why the Sons of Kojima collapsed in late 2017. Their leader, Fred Fox, was highly paranoid, morally confused, overall an oblivious individual. Though he was responsible for countless hours of footage criticizing Phil, he would crumble and get frustrated at even just his Encyclopedia Dramatica. These pages are known to be full of purposely inaccurate and exaggerative information to get a rise from who they're targeting. And his frustration from its creation further warranted its existence, as seen here where he is lambasting the creator of the page.
So how about this? I'll go fuck your mother for the laws and everything will be cool, right? No hard feelings?
I guess if you want to like twist, if you just want to twist my logic into black and white, there, sure.
No, I mean that's what you're saying. You're saying you could do something if it's just for the laws. Nobody's supposed to get mad or offended.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you shouldn't take fucking Encyclopedia page Dramatica seriously.
There are also times when they invited Mr. Metatron, a creator well known for his banter.
Okay, how much money would it take? This is for all of you. For one of you to suck Phil's cock. What is the donation amount that would be required for you to get on your knees and orally pleasure Phil?
Whoever asked that,
no time to take in the sights.
That means he's considering a number. You went silent because
I'm not gonna answer because I'm not interested.
The ship's weapons are powering up. Get
so
ready.
You're telling me you're not gonna suck a dick for $10 million? Really? You wouldn't suck a dick? You wouldn't get on your knees and slurp up some mayonnaise for $10 million fucking dollars, dude?
More than happy to respond.
Who gives a shit about dignity? You got $10 million in the bank. You can make people forget with the money. You can blackball that shit on the internet. Does the thought of Phil gently rubbing your hair as he comes in your mouth, does that bother you that much?
What the fuck? It's just so wrong on so many levels.
Well, there you go. They refused to answer, but if you notice when I asked that question, they all went silent because they were thinking of a number. Every one of them was thinking of a number.
Some comments under this near 50-minute long video read, quote, Christ, without any DSP material to commentate over or talk about, these guys just got nothing. That's some weapons-grade humiliation. Christ, these guys are awkward. It makes me want to like Phil if these are his trolls. Unquote. On Kiwi Farms, there is a tremendous amount of information, detailing Fred's paranoia, his coordinated attacks at former and current members, his group's campaign of copyright striking DSP via fan art, and his attempts to regulate the community besides deciding what is and isn't allowed to be monetized on the basis of moral superiority over Phil. His antics and strange history are also entertaining. That was another reason why he was exposed and why there are over 2,000 posts discussing him. What mattered to Phil was that his most persistent detractor group was no more. And on September 2017, he released a twitlonger about it. It is here that Phil revealed that Panelli's father was swatted in the past. This to him made it clear that no one in proximity to him was safe. This is the reason why he claims to have skipped Panelli's brother's wedding. Quote, what did the SOK do? Well, first, they decided to find out the address and date of the wedding. Yes, that's entirely true. They're so fucking sick that they, on their own and without my mentioning it most, researched and found the event, and then spread that info all over the internet. They then decided to spin it that the reason we weren't attending was because I had to force Leanna to skip it so I could stay home and play Fallout 4 to make money. They actually accused me of keeping her at home forcefully. It couldn't have been further from the truth. It was the crippling fear that the SOK themselves, who found the damn date and address of the wedding, would have swatted the wedding. That made us stay home. So not only were they the reason we missed the wedding, they then turned their own vile actions into a way to make us look bad after the fact. It's mind-numbing, isn't it? Unquote. After the fall of the Sons of Kojima, there was a rise in more passive trolling. On Phil's forums, there was a crop-up of clear catfishes that had all miraculously turned 18 years old at the time. Then there was a pirate-themed treasure map made of the places Phil frequented and it was often thought to enjoy, with the inclusion of health foods and a gym placed just out of his reach due to the uncrossable bridge of certain death. On Instagram, there was a new strategy of trolling through indifference. No matter what picture Phil posted, there was bound to be tens, if not hundreds of comments stating two words. Well, really just one word with two variations. Comments were either okay or okay. Without fail, these cropped up and overwhelmed any other comment. Even just comments wanting to understand what was going on were met with a single response, okay. Phil even treated his audience to a pretty unique unboxing video.
Ladies and gentlemen, Phil here, and welcome to a pretty unique unboxing video.
Phil thought that this video was unique because of what he was unboxing. What made it unique was for the first 3 minutes, his reflection was easily visible, and he was doing two things. He was swaying left and right, and he was doing his famous T-pose. Phil had swayed much in the past, but rarely was it not in first-person view. He claims it is because of back issues. The snorting is blamed on what DSP claims is a post-nasal drip. The snorting plays into his depiction of a pig. Combined with his ability to remain online and survive like a cockroach came the derisive nickname Pig Roach. His laugh, his sway, his snorts all could be, and some more, made into several minute-long compilations of Phil doing these singular actions.